Hey you, do you want to have a more of a success rate of getting stuns as Amy? Do you want to have a more of a success rate of surviving with Amy? Do you want to learn some more movements? Or maybe you don't really understand the cards yet. Well, either this will help or not help, depends on how you take it. So, I'm going to show you how to Amy. Alright, so I'm going to teach you the 4 things I think is important about Amy. 1 is movement, 2 is stuns, 3 are cards, 4 is accuracy. And I feel like people with cards with Amy are the most confusion, so I'm going to go ahead and answer that first. Feel free to pause if you want to read this. I'm not going to go over the entire thing, but yeah, all I'm going to explain is your cards and what kind of deck you should have with it. What I mean by don't use the same deck the entire game, I mean don't find a good deck and just use it for the whole 6 minutes. That is not a good way to use Amy. And you want to use a variety of cards you can in different decks. So what I mean is, if you got Shadow and Tails, which are the 2 best cards for speed, and your teammates are really low and creams are dead, maybe you should let it go for a sec if there's more than like 5 teams. And try to get Blaze. What Blaze does, it passively heals your teammates but blinds them for a bit. But what it does just makes them screen right for a bit and they can just walk away and be fine. But you don't have to sacrifice 2 speed cards to get the Blaze. You could still get a speed card and get Blaze. That's fine. Just don't use the same deck the entire game. Try to be different. Be a support character. And just test out new decks. Have fun with Amy and her cards. There's going to be some cards that's bad. Some that's not good, like the Moon card. But what you don't want to have combined is the World and Strength. Those are the 2 cards that are going to get you the slowest. And what I mean is really, really slow. Slow enough that Eggman can run past you. As an example, when I first started, I got the World and Strength card combined. And the Speed Foot is diabolical. And it's never, ever okay to have these 2 combined. Unless you're really trying to make people mad. Or just set yourself up for failure and not have fun with Amy at all. If you really want to see how slow it makes you, I'll show you right now how slow it makes you. As you can see, the speed is not good at all. It probably makes you the slowest character in the game by everyone. But there is 2 cards that can make you the opposite of slow and be faster than everybody else in the game. Except for EXE, of course, because, well, come on. You can't be faster than the killer in the game by just 2 cards. And I mean the Fallen Emperor cards. When combined together, they give you a total of 3.5 plus speed boost, which already makes you faster than everybody else in the game. Again, faster than Eggman, Sonic, anyone you can imagine. You're faster than them. And you can be a great help as you can get the teammates faster who's getting chased or choked. And you can save them by that or give them some breathing room from the killer for them to restart and refresh. Now let's do a comparison between Strength and Around the World versus the Fool and the Emperor card combined. As you can see, the Fool and Emperor are clearly the winners of speed. And now I'm going going to show you a whole different deck you can do with Blaze and one of the speed cards. I usually refer to this deck as the Last Man Standing deck. What do I mean by that? Well, if you have the Blaze card during Last Man Standing, from only healing 1 health every 2 seconds, you can now pretty much heal up to 10 HP every 2 seconds. And it's really, really overpowered during Last Man Standing, especially with the Emperor card. The next deck I really like to use is Around the World and any of the 2 speed cards. Usually I only use this during Rage mode, so that way I can read where Sonic is on the map and simply run away from his direction and from everybody else he's targeting, so I can keep myself alive during Rage mode and not possibly have to use my second life early on in the game. And every other card on that list, use them however you want. I don't really care what kind of deck you make from them. It's all up to you. I just like using those 3 decks personally in my games. So when I say don't use the same deck the entire game, I mean don't literally use one deck the entire game. Either use the 3 decks I gave or just use any other deck and use them at the appropriate times. If you know you're going to be Last Man Standing, then try to get the Blaze and any speed card you can. Or if you have a feeling it's about to pop Rage mode, maybe you should trust your instincts and try to get Around the World in any speed card. Who knows? And you want to go run around the map, have Sonic chase you to waste time, or just help teammates in general, then run the 2 speed cards together. And you have a pretty fun time using these 3 decks, or any other decks you have in mind. Now, this is probably what you guys like about Amy, is she has 2 ways to attack. One is hitting them with the hammer, the other one's throwing the hammer at them. But I'm going to show you multiple ways you can stun them with the hammer, throwing them. I'll talk about more later about the hammer itself and the movement tip. Now for throwing your hammer, what you want to do, you want to hit them with the hammer itself first before throwing the hammer. I know that it only takes for the throw hammer countdown to go to 17 before it comes back to you regularly. But honestly, if EXE chases up to you or catches up to you before you get your hammer back, you're kind of just stuck there without defending yourself. So it's good to just hit him with the hammer first and then throw the hammer whatever you need to and whatever time. And I honestly see a lot of Amy players using the throw hammer and then staring directly at you with shift lock, knowing, basically yelling at the EXE they're about to throw the hammer. But what you should do is press your throw hammer if you're absolutely ready to throw it, but don't look at him, just keep running forward. Obviously you want to look behind you time to time to see where he is so you get better accuracy, but don't just stare at EXE basically yelling you're about to throw your hammer and he should be on guard. It's honestly kind of stupid. What I like to do is run around the corner, and then I turn my camera, so that way they don't know if I have hammer ready or not, ready to throw at them. And if they see a blue light, it's basically telling them, I have my hammer ready, and I'm gonna throw it, but you just don't know when exactly I'm gonna throw it, because I'm not staring at you, so I'm building anticipation. So when I run around the corner, and then when you're running towards me around that corner, I'm going to pop out, throw my hammer, stun you, and then I'm going to run away. And the craziest part is that if you hit him with your hammer first before throwing it, and you get your hammer back, you already have your hammer cooldown done. So if he tries to come at you again, you can just hit him with your hammer again, and just honestly just repeat the process over and over again, until he either gets done with you, or activates Rage mode and absolutely destroy you. And 90% of the time when they have Rage mode, they're gonna destroy you, including me. I sometimes get destroyed too when they do that. Another tip is that when you throw your hammer is always gonna go where you're pointing your cursor. It's always gonna go there. You don't know how accurate the hammer is to your cursor. It doesn't fall off your cursor or anything. Only far range it does. But close or medium range, it's not gonna fall off. It's gonna go straight mostly. So always look or try to pre-fire. What I mean by pre-firing is if you jump off a cliff or anything and the EXE is running to the left or right side, maybe put your camera or your cursor to the right a bit, and then pre-fire it and throw it. Maybe he'll run into it himself and get stunned, giving you time to run away. Will be a bit difficult at first, but once you get a hang of it, it's gonna feel really satisfying getting those shots in, I promise. Now another thing about the hammer throw is the hammer can bounce off floors, walls, and rooftops, which can make a really good tech as Amy if you're running up a ramp or going up a hill. Basically, what you want to do is when EXE is on you and is chasing you, if you go and run up a hill with your throw hammer ability ready, if you jump over him and throw it on the ground, you can pretty much stun him as it will bounce off the ground and still hit him while he's in the air, giving you time to run away yet again. See how much you can do by just throwing your hammer in general? Yeah, that's a lot you can do. As for throwing it on ceilings and walls, it's pretty rare to do that, but it's really satisfying if you get that. So here's what it looks like when you're doing it off a ceiling, floor, and a wall. One thing about the hammer is that the hammer has actual range to it. It doesn't just go 15 meters. As you can see, I'm on top of the tower with my hammer ready to be thrown, and my teammate is about to get catched by EXE's charge. So what I do is I line up where the EXE is, aim upwards, and then I throw it, and you will see my hammer actually bounce off the floor onto the ramp into EXE, saving my teammate from that far away, which is insane. Now these last things I want to talk about is movement and accuracy with Amy's hammer. Some of you guys might not know, but you can actually do a little bunny hop with Amy's hammer if you bounce with it. What I mean is if you jump off somewhere, before you hit the ground, hit the hammer button, and then when you hit the ground, you do a little bunny hop, giving you extra air time and speed, and it's really good for juking EXE or just getting into a higher place in general Amy couldn't originally get to by herself. When you see those small arrows on your cursor, if EXE is choking somebody on top of a tower or anyone in a high place, if you're really high and you know your hammer can drop, what you want to do is make sure that bottom arrow is above EXE and aim it up to where you think is comfortable and it's gonna hit, and then throw it at EXE. And 9 times out of 10, it should hit. And not, then it should be close to hitting him. That's all I got right now for Amy, as I'm still playing her right now to this day. But use what you learned from this and put it to your next match when you play as Amy, and see how it goes. If it helped, then good. If it didn't, then I'm sorry. But this is probably one of my first ever videos I actually worked on and edit a lot compared to my other ones I made in the past before I made this. And this is honestly my first tutorial video for a character in general. So if you think there's anything better I can do to show examples or stuff like that, just let me know. And if you guys want more tutorials, maybe I'll post more. I'm not too sure. I'll just see. But anyways, that's all I'm gonna give. So, I don't know how to end this. So, I guess I'll just put a blurry background of gameplay. So, yeah.